Here we go. This is what I'm going to become tonight. Here we go.
You did not stumble into this moment. Heaven has summoned you. Your spirit was drawn here by divine appointment, aligned with perfect timing you could not have orchestrated on your own. Something in the unseen realms has already shifted in your favor, and this message is the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. Chosen one. You are standing at the threshold of a supernatural financial breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer that has already begun moving in your direction. What once felt delayed is now accelerating. What once seemed distant is now pressing into your atmosphere. The same truth spoken in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 is unfolding over your life now. The vision waits for its appointed time, and when that time comes, it does not fail. Anointed one, that time is tonight. The oil on your life is stirring. The heavens are leaning in. The veil is thinning. You are being ushered into a season where prayer becomes proof and faith becomes manifestation. This is not just a video, it is a prophetic activation. Take a breath, steady your spirit, and open your heart, because what you are about to become tonight will mark the rest of your life. Chosen one, the hour you have been sensing in your spirit, the hour that has hovered over your life like a whisper from heaven, has finally arrived. You are not here by coincidence, and you know that already. There is something inside you, something ancient, yet newly awakened, confirming that this moment did not come from human hands. Heaven aligned it. The Spirit of God drew you. Your soul recognized the timing before your mind did. This is why your chest feels heavier, yet lighter, why your thoughts feel stirred, yet strangely peaceful. Chosen. One. This is not confusion. This is divine alignment announcing itself. What has been dormant in you is stirring. What felt lifeless is beginning to breathe again. Heaven is not merely observing your life right now. Heaven is intervening. The same God who spoke light into darkness is speaking activation into the deepest chambers of your spirit. And I need you to hear me with your inner ear tonight is not symbolic. It is catalytic. Something irreversible is beginning inside of you. Every delay, every betrayal, every silent season you endured was not wasted time. It was preparation. I say this as someone who has lived through seasons where I thought God had forgotten me, times when the people I trusted walked away, when prayers seemed to evaporate in the air. But looking back, I see it clearly. Those were not the moments that weakened me. They were the moments that shaped me. They carved out the space where God could pour new oil, and chosen one the same is happening in you. You have been stretched, not because you were breaking, but because heaven was enlarging your capacity. You have been isolated, not because you were abandoned, but because heaven was speaking in frequencies the crowd could never hear. You have been misunderstood, not because you were wrong, but because your spirit was maturing ahead of your environment. And now the moment is here, the moment where everything quiet, hidden, and painful becomes fuel for the fire you are about to carry. Chosen one, you are standing on the edge of a supernatural transfer. I'm not just talking about money, though. Financial breakthrough is already moving toward you. I'm talking about a transfer of authority, clarity, spiritual vision, internal strength, and divine recognition. Heaven is not only blessing you, it is elevating you. This is why things in your life have been shaking lately. Not to break you, but to release you. Not to punish you, but to promote you. Think of the words from Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. The vision waits for its appointed time, and when the time arrives, it does not fail. Chosen one,
Let's
that
pause this for 1 sec.
appointed time is resting on your shoulders tonight. You're about to become a living sign of what divine timing looks like, the kind of testimony that makes others wonder how everything changed so quickly. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't sudden. It was scheduled. Heaven had been preparing you for this hour long before you even understood the battle you were in. And now that the switch is about to flip, your very atmosphere will start shifting. People around you will notice the change before you speak a word. Doors will respond to your presence before you knock. Opportunities will rise to meet you because heaven is endorsing you. Chosen one. What you are becoming tonight will redefine everything. Chosen one. As this night unfolds, I want you to lean in with your spirit, because what is happening to you now is not theoretical, it is experiential. Heaven is not giving you information, heaven is giving you impartation. This is why your body feels different, why your emotions feel stretched, why silence feels heavier than usual. You are undergoing spiritual recalibration. Heaven is preparing you for what you will carry next. And I need you to understand this clearly. What's coming to you is not small. This is not a minor encouragement, not a gentle nudge, not a seasonal uplift. No, what is forming around your life is a divine shift of identity, influence, and inheritance. You are stepping into a level of spiritual authority that the old version of you could not carry. This is why the old version had to die. Chosen one, you are being promoted in the unseen. Promotion in the kingdom does not begin with applause, it begins with pressure. Think of every moment in your life where you felt pushed beyond your limit, where you cried quietly so no one would hear, where you kept moving though your heart was exhausted. Those were not the signs of someone breaking down, they were the signs of someone being built up. I know this personally. There was a season in my own life where everything felt like it was collapsing. Relationships, plans, finances, even my confidence. I thought I was losing everything, but heaven was actually removing the layers that no longer aligned with my assignment. Every time I thought I had reached the end, God whispered, "This is not your ending. This is your equipping." And slowly I realized that the breakdown was the birthplace of breakthrough. Chosen one. That same transformation is resting on you. You didn't survive those seasons by accident. You survived because your calling demanded it. You endured battles that weren't even about the moment, they were about what you would carry after the moment. Heaven trusted you with struggle because heaven knew you would survive it, and not only survive, but transform through it. And now, something holy is happening. Your spirit is catching up to your destiny. You are beginning to feel what you were always meant to be. The fire inside you, once flickering, is becoming steady. The confidence that felt inconsistent is becoming rooted. The clarity you begged for is settling into your bones. Chosen one, you are awakening into your identity. This is why your environment has been shifting. Certain people can no longer remain close. It's not personal, it's spiritual. Heaven is filtering your circle because your next level requires clean energy, clear motives, and authentic presence. You may feel alone, but that loneliness is purification. You are being separated so you can be elevated. And listen carefully, this next phase of your life will not require striving. It will require alignment. You will notice that opportunities start arriving with ease. People who once overlooked you will suddenly seek your presence. The rooms that felt closed off will begin to open before you even touch the door. This is divine acceleration, the kind that only heaven can authorize. Chosen one.
Hey Siri, can you help me clean my phone?
Sure.
Your device has not been cleaned for 81 days. If you don't clean your phone, you are going to
Your transformation is not coming. It has begun. And in the next part, you will see how this inner awakening will start reshaping your outer world, your relationships, your finances, your influence, and even the atmosphere around your name. Chosen one. Now that the inner shift has begun, you're going to notice something remarkable. Your external world will start responding to your internal transformation. This is the mystery of divine alignment. When heaven moves in you, creation moves around you. What once resisted you will begin to flow. What once felt heavy will begin to lift. What once seemed impossible will start bending toward you with supernatural ease. But listen closely. This transformation is not about becoming a different person. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. The version of you that trauma-muted rejection, distorted, and fear tried to bury is rising again. The you that was confident before life stripped you down. The you that was joyful before disappointment hardened your heart. The you that carried spiritual sensitivity before the world convinced you it was a flaw. That version, the true one, is resurfacing tonight. And as it rises, the world around you will feel the shift. Not because you are trying to prove anything, but because authenticity has weight. When a chosen one awakens, the atmosphere cannot remain the same. Conversations shift. Energies shift. Even your silence begins to speak. You will notice that people respond to you differently. Some will be drawn to you with a reverence they cannot explain. They will sense the peace around you, the clarity in your eyes, the certainty in your spirit. Others, however, will pull away, not because you changed, but because their illusions cannot survive your awakening. When your spirit rises, anything built on insecurity, manipulation, or falsehood will begin to fall away. Chosen one, this is not loss. This is pruning. Heaven is removing what cannot accompany you into your next dimension. Think of it like a tree whose branches are cut back, not to destroy it, but to prepare it for a greater season of fruitfulness. What is being taken from you is nothing compared to what is being prepared for you. I've lived this. There was a time when I felt devastated by who walked away, confused by sudden distance, hurt by the silence of those I once trusted. But now, I see it clearly. I was not being rejected. I was being redirected. God was clearing the room so my next season would not be contaminated by old vibrations. The same thing is happening to you. Heaven is protecting what you are becoming. And while relationships shift, something else will begin to unfold. Divine provision. Unexpected doors will begin to open. Financial release will start aligning itself with your purpose. It won't feel like luck. It will feel like recognition. Heaven is rewarding obedience, resilience, and unseen faithfulness. You didn't break even when breaking felt easiest. You didn't give up even when surrender felt tempting. And because of that, heaven is now releasing what was held for your appointed time. Chosen one. This is the beginning of supernatural transfer, not only of resources, but of identity, authority, and spiritual insight. You will find yourself perceiving things before they happen. You will sense the truth behind words people haven't spoken. You will understand decisions with a clarity others cannot grasp. This is not suspicion, it is discernment. It is the reward of a refined spirit. And this expansion isn't just for you, it is for where God is sending you next. In the next part, you will see how your awakening will guide you into new realms of purpose, visibility, impact, and destiny.
If you don't clean your phone, you are going to retire. Clean it up for free. Download this free cleaning software below the video.
Chosen one. As you continue stepping into this awakened version of yourself, you're going to notice something powerful. Purpose is beginning to clarify itself in ways it never did before. What once felt confusing will begin to feel inevitable. What once seemed blurry will suddenly come into focus. This is what happens when heaven recalibrates destiny. Direction becomes a spiritual instinct, not a mental effort. You will begin to feel pulled, not pushed, drawn, not pressured. The path that once felt uncertain will now start to feel illuminated from within and chosen one. This is because the version of you that is emerging is aligned with heaven's blueprint for your life. You are no longer walking from the outside in, you are walking from the inside out. Your decisions, your desires, your discernment, your intuition, all of it is becoming synchronized with divine purpose. This is why distractions are falling away. This is why certain hobbies, conversations, or environments no longer feel the same. Your spirit is outgrowing things your mind hasn't fully processed yet. It's not burnout and it's not disinterest, it's transformation. You are shedding the energy of who you used to be. When I walked through this season myself, I didn't understand it at first. I thought I was losing motivation. I thought I was becoming distant. But over time, I realized something. I wasn't losing anything. I was evolving. My spirit was becoming too large for the environments that once held me. And instead of shrinking to fit back in, I learned to rise into the space heaven was creating for me. Chosen one, you are in that same transition. You are being stretched into your next dimension. As this happens, you will notice that your voice begins to carry more weight. Not because you speak louder, but because you speak with revelation. People will listen differently. Some will be inspired. Others will be convicted. The atmosphere will shift when you enter a room, not because of charisma, but because of spiritual authority. Heaven has placed something on you that cannot be ignored. This authority will not only influence people, it will influence opportunities. You will find that doors you once struggled to open begin to respond to your presence. Emails will be answered. Phone calls will return. Unexpected invitations will appear. This is the fruit of divine timing, aligning with divine identity. When heaven endorses you, the earth must adjust accordingly. And chosen one. This next part is important. As your purpose becomes clearer, your provision will begin to match your calling. This is where the supernatural transfer becomes visible. Ideas will start flowing like water. Financial opportunities will arise out of nowhere, and it won't feel like hustle. It will feel like inheritance. It will feel like something that always belonged to you, finally catching up to your timeline. But with this increase comes a new kind of clarity, the kind that allows you to see through people's intentions. Some will celebrate your rise. Others will try to attach themselves to it. Don't be discouraged. Discernment is not meant to isolate you. It's meant to protect you. Heaven is teaching you how to steward influence without being consumed by it. Chosen one. Everything around you is rearranging itself to match who you are becoming. And in the next part, you will see how this alignment begins to break generational cycles, rewrite family patterns, and establish a new legacy through your obedience. Chosen one. What's rising in your life now is not just about personal breakthrough, it's about...
Zynga Poker is the most realistic hold'em game out there, and it's free to play. This game is praised by the pros for its realism and strategy. And you play against real players, so you gotta be on your toes.
Generational transformation. You are not just receiving blessings, you are reversing bloodline burdens. You are not just breaking cycles, you are building legacies. There is a holy responsibility resting on your shoulders, and heaven has chosen you because you are the one who said yes when it was still dark. You are the one who kept going when there was no applause. You are the one who still believed, even when belief felt lonely. And now, the rewards of that faithfulness are beginning to manifest. Your transformation is no longer invisible. The fruit is showing. The shift is speaking. And the people who once doubted your direction are about to witness undeniable proof that the hand of God is on your life. But this proof isn't for revenge, it's for revelation. God is using your story to re-educate your entire family's definition of what's possible. The financial chains that bound previous generations are being cut. The patterns of dysfunction that once ruled your lineage are being interrupted. The survival mindset is being replaced by the kingdom mindset. This is why it's been so intense. This is why the warfare has felt personal. Because you weren't just fighting for yourself. You were fighting for every voice in your family that never got to speak, for every dream in your bloodline that died in silence. But God is resurrecting those dreams through you. You are the Moses of your generation. You are the Joseph in the prison who's about to be summoned to the palace. You are the Esther who's been hidden for such a time as this. And because you remained faithful in the hidden place, God is now releasing the visible favor. But understand this, the favor is not the finish line. It's the fuel. The resources coming into your life are not just to comfort you, they are to commission you. You are now a steward of abundance. God is trusting you with provision because he knows your heart is aligned with his purpose. The finances flowing toward you are not just for spending, they are for sending. You're going to fund healing, sponsor freedom, and build systems that restore dignity to those who have lost hope. And your family will see it. They will witness the shift. Yes, they may be shocked, but their awe will turn into alignment. The same people who once questioned you will now ask for your counsel. The same voices that once dismissed you will now listen when you speak. And not because of arrogance, but because of anointing. The anointing is becoming undeniable. The mantle is resting heavy. You are not just walking in breakthrough, you are walking in divine inheritance. Chosen one, this moment is sacred. The next decision you make will echo through generations. And in the next part, you will see how this supernatural transfer will position you as a divine solution, a prophetic fulfillment, and a living letter from heaven written not in ink, but in impact. Chosen one. Heaven is now positioning you not only as a recipient of miracles, but as a carrier of divine solutions. What you survived was not just for testimony, it was for training. Every tear you shed in silence, every moment you kept your mouth shut when you could have defended yourself, every private prayer you whispered while the world misunderstood you, all of it was shaping your spirit for leadership at a level you didn't even know existed. You're not just being elevated, you're being entrusted with influence, entrusted with discernment, entrusted with spiritual authority that cannot be bought, imitated, or faked. And that authority doesn't always announce itself with a tight.
I thought I'd build a proof of concept AI agent using temporal.
Often, it walks into a room quietly, yet shifts the entire atmosphere. That's you now. The temperature changes when you show up. You might still feel small, uncertain, even underqualified, but that's how you know it's God. He always chooses the ones the world overlooks to carry the assignments that change everything. Just like David wasn't even invited to the lineup, but got anointed anyway. Just like Gideon hid in fear, but got called mighty warrior. Just like Mary carried a world-altering miracle even when she questioned, how can this be chosen? One, you are stepping into that same divine contradiction where what you feel and what heaven sees are no longer the same. Heaven sees capacity. Heaven sees readiness. Heaven sees a blueprint etched into your spirit that's finally aligning with time. And now everything is beginning to respond. The people, the places, the provision, it's all falling into position. You won't have to chase. You won't have to force. Divine alignment does not require manipulation. It requires obedience. And because you've obeyed not perfectly but sincerely, heaven is accelerating your release. You'll see it in unusual ways. A phone call that opens a door. A conversation that leads to restoration. An idea that becomes income. A prophetic dream that reveals the next step. None of it is coincidence. It's choreography. And hear this clearly, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need a 5-year plan to walk in obedience. All you need is surrender. Heaven is not asking you to understand the whole path. Heaven is asking you to trust the next step. And that step is in motion right now. But know this, as your impact increases, your consecration must deepen. You cannot carry this next level on yesterday's discipline. You're being called into sacred rhythm moments of silence, before speaking moments of stillness, before acting moments of fasting when others are feasting. Not because you're better, but because your assignment is weightier. I remember when God shifted me into this space. I couldn't explain why I suddenly needed more time in prayer, why certain crowds made me tired, why noise became unbearable. I was being set apart, not for distance, but for distinction. And that's what's happening to you. You are no longer just surviving your calling, you're stewarding it. You are now the vessel through which heaven will answer someone else's prayer. And in the next part, I'll reveal how this mantle of influence will protect you, promote you, and position you in rooms you never imagined, not for validation, but for visitation. Chosen one. The mantle on your life is shifting again. This time it's not just about provision, it's about presence. God is not just blessing you so you can survive. He's placing you in strategic spaces so others can encounter him through you. You are now being positioned as a divine visitation, a walking testimony of what happens when obedience meets favor. And make no mistake, this positioning is no accident. It's been in motion for years. Every room you're about to walk into, every table you're about to sit at, every conversation that's about to begin, all of it has been divinely prepared. These are not ordinary moments. These are divine appointments. And chosen one, you don't have to perform to keep them. You only have to remain pure, because when the heart is clean, God handles the rest. People may ask, how did you get here? They'll assume you had connections, strategies, sponsors, but you'll know the truth. The only sponsor you had was heaven. The only door you needed was the one God opened. And he's not just opening doors to impress others.
Would it be a bad idea if you use our credit card to pay for your marketing? Actually, it is a shark from the TV show Shark.
He's opening them to establish his kingdom through your life. You've entered the season where your story speaks louder than your words. The glow on your face, the peace in your walk, the discernment in your silence, it's all testifying. Your atmosphere has changed, and that's why some people feel uncomfortable around you. It's not arrogance, chosen one. It's glory. They sense the shift, but they don't have language for it. And they won't. Because you're no longer explainable by human terms. You've become a mystery wrapped in obedience. When I began walking in this season myself, I felt the shift before I saw the results. I couldn't explain it. I just knew I was being prepared for something bigger. Old cycles lost their grip. I stopped being drawn to drama. I became uninterested in defending myself. And people around me could feel it. Some leaned in, others fell off. But I didn't chase either. I just stayed in the presence. That's what you're being called to do now. Stay anchored. Stay available. Stay ready. Because God is not done. He's not just positioning you, he's also protecting you. That's why certain things didn't work out. That's why some rooms shut down without warning. What you thought was rejection was actually divine redirection. God didn't want you contaminated by opportunities that looked good but carried hidden compromise. And now he's surrounding you with covenant connections. People who carry oil, not ego. Relationships that multiply peace, not drain purpose. Partnerships that unlock progress, not prolong warfare. These are the divine alignments you prayed for, and they are arriving. But with this increase also comes greater responsibility. You must learn to move quietly, to protect what is sacred, to discern what to speak and when to stay silent. Because your presence is now prophetic. Your life is now a message. And in the next part, you will see how God will begin using you not just to shift rooms, but to shift entire bloodlines simply by being who you were always born to be. Chosen one. What's happening now isn't just personal elevation, it's prophetic activation. You are stepping into a season where your very presence will begin to heal, realign, and awaken others. The spiritual weight you carry is not accidental, it's generational. You've been chosen to carry what others couldn't, to break what others wouldn't, and to unlock what was never opened before. For years, your life felt like a battle, not just against external opposition, but against invisible patterns. Cycles of lack, cycles of abandonment, cycles of almost but not quite. You saw them, you felt them, and though you couldn't always explain why, you knew something deeper was at work. That's because the war wasn't just about you. It was about your lineage. And now heaven has drawn a line in the spirit, and your obedience has become the turning point. The old clock that kept your family trapped in delay has been shattered. The system that normalized dysfunction, silence, or survival has been interrupted. Chosen one, you are that divine interruption. You are not just a breakthrough recipient, you are a bloodline reformer. And what's even more powerful is this: you didn't ask for this, you were assigned to it. You didn't seek spotlight, you sought answers. And that heart posture is exactly why heaven trusted you to carry such a sacred mission. There are generations of pain being rewritten through your decisions right now. Every time you choose peace over chaos, something in your ancestry heals. Every time you pray instead of panic, a curse loses its grip. Every time you say no to compromise, heaven says yes to multiplication. You are walking in what they only dreamed about. You are crossing thresholds they couldn't reach. You are becoming the bridge between what was broken and what will never be broken again. I remember when I began to see this unfold in my own life. The more I leaned into obedience, the more things in my family started to shift, not because I was preaching at them, but because my life was becoming a mirror. The patterns started surfacing, the silence started breaking, and I realized something powerful. Healing doesn't always start with everyone. Sometimes it starts with one, the one willing to stand in the gap, the one willing to say, "This ends with me." Chosen one, you are that one. Don't be surprised if you feel old emotions surfacing in this hour. Not because you're going backward, but because heaven is cleaning house. You are being delivered from things that tried to disguise themselves as normal. You are being healed from conversations you never had, from wounds you didn't realize were still bleeding. And here's the miracle: even as God is healing you, He's also expanding you. This is what makes this season so holy. You are being poured into and poured out at the same time. You are receiving deliverance and becoming a deliverer. You are being restored and becoming a restorer. Your voice now carries vibration that shakes systems. Your prayers carry precision that pierces darkness. And your presence, humble, grounded, yet full of oil, has become a divine assignment all by itself. This is why the enemy fought you so hard. Not because of where you've been, but because of who you were always going to become. A fire starter. A chain breaker. A lineage liberator. And in the next part, we will go deeper into how this divine mantle is going to establish new territories, birth new assignments, and bring justice to places where silence once reigned. Chosen. One, breathe in this moment, one more time. Let your spirit recognize the shift that has already taken place within you. What you feel right now is not emotion, it is elevation. It is the quiet but unmistakable confirmation that heaven has moved on your behalf. You did not arrive here by chance. You were summoned into this hour, into this word, into this exact spiritual position because your Kairos moment has finally arrived. Chosen one tonight was not information, it was impartation. The supernatural transfer has already begun flowing toward you. The atmosphere around your life has broken open. What once felt delayed has stepped into acceleration. What once felt distant has drawn near. You are standing in the doorway of fulfillment, and heaven is guiding you through it with power, peace, and precision. You have crossed a threshold you will not return from. The old weight has lifted, the old timeline has expired, the old identity has dissolved. Heaven has sealed a new mantle onto your life, a mantle of clarity, authority, and divine alignment. You are no longer waiting for transformation. You are walking in it. You are no longer hoping for confirmation. You are carrying it. So, anointed one, step into this new season with your head lifted and your heart surrendered. Walk with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that God has already gone before you. The doors assigned to your name will open without force. The resources meant for your purpose will find you without striving. The favor written into your destiny will follow you into every room, every conversation, and every assignment. I speak this blessing over you now. May divine favor surround you like a shield. May supernatural provision reach you before your need ever appears. May your steps be ordered with wisdom, courage, and holy clarity. May your discernment sharpen your peace, deepen your faith expand, and your spirit remain anchored in the presence of God. Chosen one. You are stepping into the kind of transformation that cannot be reversed. Heaven is in motion. Destiny is unfolding. Your new chapter has already begun. If this word resonated in your spirit, allow it to settle deeply. You may type 777 as a sign of completion and alignment, or share this message so it reaches the next chosen one, stepping into their appointed time.
I got some stuff to shop back.
That's it. That is it. Barran rises.